Okay, hi! I'm Cherry and you've stumbled upon my channel, and today I'm going to be doing my first ever book haul. I want to say I timed this book haul perfectly for June so I could call it my mid-year book haul, but the truth is I keep putting this off for so long because I don't want to be reminded of the amount of money I spent over the last few months. The books I have on here are ones that I got starting from the beginning of the year, but I do want to include 2 books that I got from December last year. By the way, I am on a very necessary book buying ban, and any book that I buy after April will come with consequences. I won't be going too much into detail about the summary of every single book because that will take us ages. So I'm just going to tell you what I know about it and maybe how and why I got the book. Okay, let us start with the books I got as gifts for Christmas last year. Mostly because I just want to flex and I also want to maximize this filming session. First, I have Shine by Jessica Jung, which I got as a gift from a Secret Santa exchange. I haven't read it yet, for God knows whatever reason, but I decided I needed to have it when I saw it on Fully Booked last year, and thankfully, my friends did not disappoint. Shine is about Korean-American Rachel, who is a trainee at one of Seoul's largest K-pop labels, and I think she has a romance with the company's golden boy. That is honestly all that I know about this book. I mostly want to read it because I love Girls' Generation. Jessica is one of my Girls' Generation biases before she left, and I want to know any potential tea that she spilled in this book. Next, we have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. My boyfriend got this for me for Christmas, and he said it was because it was the first book on the wish list that I sent him, so he was like, yeah, I'm just gonna get the first one. Anyway, Addie LaRue was mine and literally everyone else's most anticipated release of last year, so it is beyond me why I have not picked it up yet. I just haven't been in the mood and I'm a little scared that it won't meet my expectations. I feel like I need to be in the right mind and mood to be able to enjoy this, so I am waiting for that very specific moment. I feel like everyone already knows what Addie LaRue is about, but to those who don't, Addie LaRue made a pact with the devil to live forever, only to be forgotten by literally everyone she meets. The moment they turn away, they won't remember her name. Until one day, after 300 years, someone remembers her name. Now let us move on to the books that I acquired in January. I told myself that these were Christmas gifts to myself, but that is also what I tell myself any time of the year. So, the first book I acquired in January, I feel like a lot of you have already seen, and that's the collection of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Other Works by Lewis Carroll. I bought this originally for the Wonderland-a-thon, but I've been meaning to read the original Alice story since forever because I am weirdly obsessed with retellings. I finally read Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and I adored it. So I'm hoping to read through The Looking Glass this year as well, fingers crossed, because, well, life. Next, I bought The Lovely War by Julie Berry. All I know about this book is that it's historical fiction set in World War I, and the narrator is Aphrodite, and she tells the love story between 2 people during the war. I wanted to venture more into historical fiction this year, and any Greek mythology reference is a welcome bonus in my book. Then I have Madness, A Bipolar Life by Maria Hornbacher. I already read Wasted, a memoir of anorexia and bulimia by the same author, and I really love that. I've already mentioned it's one of my all-time favorite memoirs in my non-fiction eating disorder book recommendations. Maria Hornbacher's writing style is just exquisite. It is absolutely stunning, and as someone who is also both bipolar and anorexic, she just made me feel seen, so I am very excited to pick this one up. Also, I mean to read more nonfiction this year as well, and I'm feeling that goal because just that is who I am as a person. In February, I bought way too many books and I just want to cry, you know? The first thing, or things, that I bought in January was the Complete Queen of Hearts trilogy by Colleen Oakes. It is a Queen of Hearts retelling, and if you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Sherry. I love the Queen of Hearts and I collect Alice in Wonderland retellings. This trilogy has a lot of mixed reviews, but I personally wanted to give it a fair chance for myself because there have been a lot of books with mixed reviews that I ended up enjoying immensely. I bought the entire series in hardback, which should have been like not a good idea, but I got it for very cheap, so like hashtag worth it. So we have Queen of Hearts, Blood of Wonderland, and War of the Cards. The next book I actually managed to read in completion for a change, and that's These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. This book is honestly the weirdest and wildest Romeo and Juliet retelling ever, but it was just so good. Set in Shanghai in the 1920s, the heirs of two rival gangs, former lovers Roma and Juliet, have to work together to stop a madness from spreading and taking over their people. It's action-packed, angsty, and beautifully written. I already talked about this book in my previous wrap-up, and I can link it down below, but like, spoiler alert, I loved it. Oh my god. The next one is, simply put, an impulse buy because I heard nothing but good things, and I didn't know I wanted to read it until I saw it on the Fully Booked site. It's Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. I bought it together with These Violent Delights because I didn't want to check out just one book, so that's like a problem. Anyway, it's about witches and the wicked princes of hell that are, I think, inspired by the 7 deadly sins. That's all I needed to know. I am also obsessed with like stories about the 7 deadly sins and witches. So, next we have a very popular choice, and that's The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I heard nothing but good things about this one too, so I am a little intimidated getting into it, but it's a historical fantasy inspired by the Opium Wars in China. Then, just because I felt the need to, I also bought 2 books by Nina Lacour. The first one is We Are Okay, and all I know about this is that it's about mental health and it's hella sad. It has so many good reviews too, and unlike the other books in this haul, it doesn't look as intimidating because it is a little short. I hope to get to it this June. I wanted to get to it in May because it was Mental Health Awareness Month, but June it is because it is right on time with Pride Month. Nina Lacour is known for her engaging sapphic stories, and the next one is also that. Everything Leads to You is a romance between a young set designer and a silver screen legend. Finally, we have the books I bought in March. After impulse buying a fuck ton of books, I decided not to buy a single damn one in April until hopefully the end of my days, if I can help it. Anyway, we have another eating disorder nonfiction because those are my jams. It's Going Hungry, Writers on Desire, Self-Denial, and Overcoming Anorexia. It is a collection of essays by various writers who suffered from an eating disorder. I'm actually really excited to read this because I want to learn about as many eating disorder experiences as I can, and also just want to learn more about mental health in general. Now, the books I bought in a single purchase from Fully Booked. Mistakes were definitely made, but there was a sale and I took advantage of it. I am a sucker for sales. It is a growing problem because I'm a cheapskate. But the irony is that even as a cheapskate, I spend so much money on books. It's not even funny. Like I said, I'm on a book buying ban now. So first, we have another one that I have already read, and that's The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. So this book is about a woman who shoots her husband in the face 5 times and then never speaks again. Her therapist, who is the POV that we follow in this book, is intent on discovering her motive. This was fucking amazing. It helped pull me out of a really bad reading slump, and I did not expect to love it as much as I did, and now I am obsessed with psychological thrillers. The next book is one that I have wanted to own for so long, and that's A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. If you've been here for a while, thank you, by the way, then you know that I love being in agony. And so many people have said that A Little Life is one of the most, if not the most, depressing book that they have read. It's basically torture porn. I'm ready for it, honestly. I'm ready to feel immense pain. The only reason I haven't picked it up yet is because it's a thick book and I am intimidated by chunky books. All I know about this book is that it is about 4 friends and their relationships and their struggles. Although I feel like struggles is an understatement at this point. But yeah, I'll get to it this year. Hopefully. Next is Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. I read Children of Blood and Bone early in 2019, and for some reason, which is really odd for me, I still remember most of what happened, so I won't be rereading that before getting into this. But the second book was on sale. Like, the percentage off was huge, and I don't even know when she'll be releasing the third book, but at least I have the second one now. You know, just in case. Finally, I have another thriller, which a lot of people say is not actually a thriller. It's more like a drama thriller kind of thing. I don't even know how to describe it, but it was an anticipated 2021 release, and I was so surprised that the bookstore has it. It's The Push by Ashley Audrain. The thing is, I only bought this book on a whim because I did not expect the local bookstore to carry it. And I bought it at full price. Do you have any fucking idea how expensive books are here in the Philippines? It was so fucking expensive, and I am a fucking idiot. It's not even hardback, it's literally a paperback. It's marketed as a psychological thriller, but it's more of a psychological drama, apparently. Either way, it sounds sad and fucked up, and I want to read it. Basically, it's about a mom who feels no real connection to her daughter, and she thinks there's something wrong with the kid. Then she gives birth to her son, and suddenly she feels absolute bliss. Like, the connection she wanted with her daughter is suddenly there, but in the form of her son. And that's all I know, but the ratings are super high. Just a note, by the way, most of the books I bought are second-hand books, and one is a digital copy, so it's not really too bad, except for like my sudden mania-induced fully booked midnight purchases. But wait, there's more. Now for the books that I acquired in April. Do not fret, I did not spend too much that month. Supposedly, these books are actually free of charge because A, I'm only borrowing them from my high school best friend as part of a book exchange that we're doing, but B, I offered to pay for 2 of the books that she yeeted my way because they were ones I've been looking for the longest time. Fate moves in mysterious ways, truly. I'm sure she got most of these secondhand as well from book sale, and also I think from some annual book fairs, but the books are so well taken care of that my own books are put to shame. Don't worry, friend, I promise to take care of them like they were my own. There are a lot more books to talk about than I expected, so let us continue. Let us start with the 2 books that I'm going to pay for in both a literal and figurative sense because I am so excited to finally have them. Like, I am beyond overjoyed. We have Bogey Woman by Jamie Gordon, one of the very first sapphic books I added to my Goodreads shelf. It's about a young woman who falls in love with her female psychiatrist. It's compared to Oliver Twist and Lolita, which is kind of a weird combination, but I am so excited for this. I'm actually reading it this month, so. Then we have Hunger by Roxane Gay, which is an eating disorder memoir written by a POC. I really need to read more eating disorder stories by POC, so I am glad to have this finally. Now onto the borrowed books. It'll probably take me like 5 years to finish all of these because that is just the kind of person I am. But here we fucking go. Let's start with Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen. I actually haven't watched the movie, but I've been really interested in reading fiction set in a circus, and this seems right up my alley. Star-crossed lovers in 1932. Yes. Then we have Lucky by Alice Sebold. This one is another memoir that has immensely intrigued me. Trigger warnings for rape and violence, but this tells Sebold's story as a survivor after she was brutally raped and beaten in a park near her campus when she was only a college freshman. I really feel like this will be a powerful and very impactful read. My high school best friend really loves historical fiction, so we have another one called Lilac Girls by Martha Hall Kelly. It's about the lives of 3 women who cross paths when the unthinkable happens during the Holocaust. Apparently, it's inspired by a true story. Then we have The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. This one is a coming-of-age historical fiction novel that deals with racism, I think. That's what I got from the summary anyway. I have not watched the movie for this either. Can you tell I am not a movie person at all? Next, we have another nonfiction, and it's So Much I Want to Tell You, Letters to My Little Sister by Anna Akana. I don't watch Anna Akana very often, but I have stumbled upon her videos every now and then over the course of the last few years. I mean, if you're always on YouTube, who hasn't at this point? I think her humor is just so candid. But yes, this I think can be considered a memoir. Anna Kana lost her sister to suicide, and she realized that comedy is the one thing that helped her process her grief. This book is a collection of essays that deal with love and loss, but with a humorous approach, and I am really excited to get to this too. Finally, the last 3 books from my high school best friend is the first 3 books in the Janus Silang series. Everyone in the Philippine book community has been raving about this series. It's written in Filipino, or I think in Taglish at least, so it might take me longer to actually get through them because I am a slow reader and an even slower reader when it comes to my own language. It's a middle grade fantasy with like supernatural and I think even horror elements because it deals with Philippine folklore. Won't lie though, I am pretty stoked for this. And finally, the last book in this haul is a special one that arrived just recently, and it's Searching for Marilyn Monroe by Pei Vio. Pei is someone I can consider a friend. You know him in BookTube as Attention, and he does a lot of really hilarious videos, but the fact is his videos are very substantial and educational, and I love watching them because I learn a lot. And when he did a reading of like an excerpt from this book, I was instantly blown away, and I was like, you know what, I want a copy of your book. And he kindly sent it to me for free. Thank you so much, Pei. I am so excited to get to this. Okay, so that was how many books? Oh my god, do I have to count it? Hang on. It is, Jesus Christ, 29 books. Good thing I bought a bigger memory card for this video. Even though I have a tendency to ramble, I try to be as succinct as possible when describing all of these books, otherwise we'll be here for like a decade. But those are all the books that I acquired since December last year. Finally, we have reached the end, and I don't want to keep you here for too long after all, so that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye! Okay, let's start with the books that I got as gifts. The first thing, oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. It didn't even reach 30.